Hello there. Our football travels have taken us to the eastern part of the English capital. A clear night here at the London Stadium. My name is Derek Ray, excited to be bringing you match commentary. And alongside me, my broadcasting partner, Stuart Robson. And very much looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League. It's West Ham United versus Manchester United.
Well, Derek, as is always the case, the team that dominates midfield will be the team that controls the flow of the game. And that, for me, is the area that's key today.
Well, United's defensive record is second to none. And Stuart, that's official.
Well, their defensive game plan is second to none this season. And that comes down to the coach and his work on the training field. That doesn't happen by chance. This is planned, practiced and perfected on a daily basis.
And the starting lineup for West Ham United. Well, Manchester United have chosen this particular shape. A game that should be full of entertaining moments, and it's West Ham United who begin. Suchek. On to Ketat. It's with Cardozo. Beautifully weighted ball. Mark Vevers. And with that, the attack fizzles out. Well, for more on the injury, let's go down to our reporter, Jeff Shreves.
He seems to have taken a blow to his upper thigh, but there's no sign of him being replaced yet.
Cheers, Jeff. Right, time to send it over to Alex, because I believe there's been a goal at the Emirates Stadium.
Yep, it's a goal for Everton. It's now 1-0 with only 8 minutes played.
Thanks as always to Alex Scott. Well, he's gone back to give the free kick, the referee here. He tried to play advantage, but it didn't accrue. Delivered into the box. Messi. Cross-fired over. Well, he wasn't messing around with the clearance. Playing with purpose and control. Will he play it in? For Manchester United, last time out, a draw against Arsenal. How do you think this one will go, Stuart?
Well, they'd be disappointed with that result. But if they show a little bit more energy going forward today, they can certainly win this one.
And the free kick awarded to Manchester United. Well, delighted to say, more Premier League action coming up for you here on EA TV. It's West Ham United versus Sunderland. Hickey. Maguire. Encouraging stuff from United. But a good piece of defending to bring it to an end. And someone has found the net in the Arsenal match. Let's hear all about it from Alex.
It's a second goal for Everton. It's now 2-1 with 23 minutes played.
Thanks as always, Alex. Messi. And Ronaldo prepared to fire. Well, you can't really head them any better than that. But the goalkeeper was up to the task. We can get more details on that injury situation from our man pitch side, Jeff Shreves. Jeff?
It seems to be a slight problem with his car, but he hasn't asked to come off yet.
Cheers, Jeff. Save, but still a chance. Maddison. Superb block. And taken away. Ronaldo. And United couldn't keep possession.
Well, as the stats show us, this has been a really even game so far. There just hasn't been enough guile or invention in the top third of the field from either team, which needs to change at some point.
And giving it away. Bruno Fernandes. James Maddison. On to De Jong. On attacking possibilities. Looking for that final pass. Looking for the goal that would put them ahead. And he did well to cut it out. Really sitting deep now. That could be problematic. Well, he was eager to have a go, but it didn't work out for him. Well, it's not the usual storyline as regards Lionel Messi, Stuart. He's not really making the impact we thought he would before a ball was kicked.
Yeah, you're right. He's looked a bit lethargic today. I'd like to see him demanding the ball more, working the defenders harder, and unless he does that, I can't see him affecting the scoreline here.
And there goes the whistle. We're at the halfway stage, and the two teams cannot be separated. What have you made of United's performance?
Well, it might not be great viewing, but you have to admire their defensive setup. They must do so much work on the training ground to be this organised. Now they need to find that spark going forward if they're to claim a win here.
The teams are ready to have a go at each other again as the second half commences. Well, big news I'm hearing. A penalty has been awarded in one of the other games. Alex Scott with the details.
Well, Fulham were awarded the penalty, and the goalkeeper has pulled off a worldly of a save with this one. It remains 1-0 with 46 minutes played.
Many thanks, Alex. Cardoso. Well, it should be a tremendous Carabao Cup quarter-final. You can see it live with us here on EA TV. It's Manchester United facing Fulham.
Well, Derek, that should be a really good game. Down to the last 8 with a place in the semi-final at stake. That should be an absolute cracker.
Decent position this for United to find themselves in. And credit is due for that good piece of defending. Well, a successful intervention, winning the ball back. Bruno Fernandes. On to Messi. Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo. Well, he didn't miss by all that much.
Well, he struck it quite nicely, but the keeper was always in control of the situation. He knew that was going wide.
There has been plenty of limbering up from substitutes. And now both sides will make personnel switches. Souček. Here's Füllkrug. Well, far from the ideal pass, you've got to say. Good use of advantage in United's favour. What can they do from here? Might jump in front. Great reflex action.
Well, that should have been a goal. Mind you, it's a brilliant save.
Well, an opportunity here for them to get their noses in front from the corner. And United will switch things around personnel-wise. Over it comes. Able to deal with the threat. Bruno Fernandes. It might still be problematic. And a time for calm on the ball. Paqueta. Krug. Still level here, but the pressure escalating. It's with Cardoso. Playing with purpose and control. Crossing possibilities. Pulls it back. Well, strong play. Must be! Well, just narrowly wide of the post that time. Well, both teams have had substitutes swarming up, and now both will rely on their respective benches. Bruno Fernandes. They're certainly allowing their opponents to come onto them. Effective challenge. Now we're inside the final 15 minutes. Well, he tried in vain to get himself back onside.
Well, he needs to show greater awareness there and hold on to the ball a fraction longer.
Here's a change for Manchester United. James Maddison on the attack. Is there to be late drama? Delivered into the area here. Well, the danger is still there. Must take the lead here. Oh, he's been foiled. How pivotal could that be at this stage of the game?
Well, it was a good save, but that was the chance to win the game there. That could be their last opportunity.
Really good high press. Useful looking ball. And a goal! At this stage of the game, it might be decisive. And just look at their supporters.
Well, here it is again, and it's a superbly weighted through ball to break that defensive line. And then through on goal, he just goes for power and smashes it past the keeper. There's no stopping that. What a great finish.
What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here? Souček. On the ball in an attacking position, but they've got to do something positive quickly. And they'll get ready for the throw-in. And space for the cross. Cardoso. Souček. Jared Bowen. And it's with Tomasz Souček. Superb block. A corner then, and with time running out, they've got to ask questions. Trying to pick out a teammate. And I think it's fair to say the pressure from the defender put him off a bit. And there it is, the final whistle, a result to please Manchester United fans around the world. What did you think of their performance as a whole?
Well, once more, their defensive display was so good. They just know exactly what their jobs are, where they should be at any given time, and they react so well to danger. That was almost perfect.
A game that should be full of entertaining moments. And it's West Ham United who begin. Bruno Fernandes. Well, he didn't miss by all that much.
Well, he struck it quite nicely, but the keeper was always in control of the situation. He knew that was going...
What can they do from here? Great reflex action.
Well, that should have been a goal. Mind you, it's a brilliant save.
Well, an opportunity here for the... Must be! Well, just narrowly wide of the post that time. Really good high press. And a goal! At this stage of the game, it might be decisive. And just look at their supporters. Superb block. A corner then, and with time running out, trying to pick out a teammate. Well, I think it's fair to say the pressure from the defender put him off a bit.